talk about the game. What have we done in the game? I got a list here. Let's talk about what we've been up to. So for the longest time, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this. All of our games have a code that we give them when we start developing them. And we do that because almost every game we've ever made, at some point along the development process, somebody's renamed the damn thing. We found out that someone else has got a game named the same thing, or our publisher wants to rename something or something like that. So we never end up with the same name. And for our first few games, we would give them, like, you know, if the game was called Jelly Boom, we'd call it JB or something like that. And then we'd change the name, and people would be like, well, why is the name this when the code is that? And so at some point we just said, fine, fuck it. Everything gets a three-digit code. And this one, because we knew that it was going to have hexes in it no matter what we did, we called it Hex. So internally, Last Regiment is known as Hex. And whenever we talk about it on chat or whatever, almost nobody in the studio says Last Regiment. We say Hex. And so for the longest time, the executable file that you would run to run the game was called Hex. And now, because we actually sent this to the people who run the Indie Mega Booth, we decided we had to call the executable something. So now the executable is finally called Last Regiment. Anyway, what I wanted to show you is this. We had a problem in the game where we were worried about, if I have a summon thing ability, like that one right there, we say, well, how do you know what that thing I'm going to summon is? You're like, oh, I can summon a thing. What is that thing? Now we have this. If you hold it down for a second, it actually shows you what the thing is that you're summoning. So you're like, okay, summon a mindless thing. What is that thing? Oh, it's that thing. And now you can see all of the information that you need to know about the mindless thing. Nice, huh? Over on this side, we have the same thing, where there was a question about, what about this guy? He's got 2 abilities. What do those abilities do? And we haven't implemented it yet, but we're thinking about doing the same thing, where you would actually see those 2 abilities show up over to the left-hand side of him, so you would see what those abilities do. There's another one where, let's say I had, let me get him out of the way for a minute. So let's say I summoned old Captain Hollythorn here. By the way, Captain Hollythorn is my favorite piece of art in the entire game. So when I click Captain Hollythorn, she's got this ability, which is the Woodlands Guide ability, which says give somebody the target unit Woodlands. And so the question is, well, what is this Woodlands Guide ability? What is this target unit? What is this Woodlands native ability that she gives to somebody? Well, now it's going to show up above. Now, right now, it's not doing it entirely correctly, because right now it says skill, but it probably should say Woodlands native, so that we can see, oh, okay, that's the thing that you're going to give. But anyway, yeah, that's not working right now, but when it does work properly, it should show in that upper one what the Woodlands native ability is, so that you can be like, oh, that's what I'm going to give somebody. So anyway, that's the thinking behind that. That's a new thing that we added. I'm quite happy with how that's come out. What I honestly spent most of last week doing was getting this game ready for the Indie Mega Booth thing. So that was hard work. And then what we did this week is mostly that stuff I talked about earlier. So there's not like a lot to show you right now. So that's what we've got for the stream today. I hope you guys had fun. I hope this was interesting. We will be doing another stream next week. We will possibly be doing a stream in between now and next week, where I just turn on the camera and let you watch whatever it is I'm doing. I'm probably going to be building some maps. So if you want to be a part of that, come see that. I'll see everybody next week.